Okay, so welcome back. So we are looking at, we've gotten to the point where we need to work on the accounting software, right? So once you go to your Chrome browser, from your Chrome browser, just click on a new Chrome. Once you click on a new Chrome, then you come here, you now type get into pc.com. So once you click on get into pc.com, you now click on enter. Then once you get to this interface, you will see where you see that there is this search icon over here. It's very important. So this search icon, just click and then search for either QuickBook or search for Sage. So if you search for QuickBook, you click on go, and then let's see what comes up. So you can see that a lot of QuickBook option is being given, but the one we are actually looking for is one that has 2024 attached. So let's click on the next page, and let's see if you're going to see 2024. And yeah, so this is the one we were looking for. So when you get this one, you want to click on it. Once you click on it, then it takes you to the place where you can download it. So once you're here, you see a lot of options, right? So I think there are two options basically. The first one is an instruction on how to install the software. The next one is how to download the full setup. So you can check the instruction. So how to install the software. Once you click on the how to install the software, it gives you the instructions that needs to be followed, right? Once you check that, there's actually a video. So let me just click on it. Once you click on it, you're going to see here it says you should download the video guide. Then here you also see a like YouTube tutorial telling you how to go about it. So if you click on this display, you discover that it starts telling you what needs to be done in order for you to set it up, right? Though they won't speak, but they will show you clicks, what needs to be done, where to click on, where to touch, and everything in order for you to install the software. So I think the video is playing now, if you can see it from your end. So I'll just pause it because I don't want to. I know you can do this yourself. You can always go here, you can download it, can download the video guide. Then you can also go back. When you go back, you see where you need to download the full setup. So once you click on download the full setup, it start downloading. But let me tell you one thing. This is like 1 gig. So make sure that you have data when you're trying to download this. So let's just assume I want to download it. Though I've not downloaded it before, I'm also still going to download it, right, on this system. But other systems that I've been using, I've installed this, but I've not downloaded it on this system. So what you want to do is that you want to click, and once you click on it this way, it opens to this side. So it says your request file is on the way. So that means that you just wait for it. You don't need to bother. On its own, it will just start downloading. Okay, on its own, it will just start downloading and all that. Okay, so you can see it has sent something over here. So yeah, it's about to start downloading, but I don't want it to download now because it's 1 gigabyte, right? So it's 1 gigabyte, but I don't want it to download now. So I might just cancel. But that's how to actually go about it. So you need to know how to go about it. So I've canceled it. Is it still downloading? Let me pause it first. Yeah, so that's that. So I've paused it, and then I also cancel out because I don't want it to download. So that is that. So the same way is how you also go for the other one, which is for the Sage as well. So just come to Sage as well, click on Sage and click on Go. Once I click on Sage and click on Go, then you see this Peachtree 2010 free download. You can also click on this Peachtree 2010 free downloads, and then you can also download it. But I would have loved everybody to be in class so that we could do it together, so that you can see what needs to be done. The step is not difficult. It's not actually difficult. You need to have how to set it up. But I've not downloaded this software on this system yet because it's 1 gigabyte, right? So I'm still going to do that. So probably by next week, I'll be able to use it to show us what needs to be done, okay? So that everybody can have it on his or our system, and then we can all kick off the training, okay? So that will be that. So what we're going to do now is, apart from what I've shown us, let's go back to our, so that is for our QuickBooks. That is also for our Sage accounting software. Now let's now go straight to the next thing we need to do. I hope you can hear me, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we implore you to also try and download it, probably at work or somewhere. If you have a good Wi-Fi, right, download it, and so that in preparation for the setup, that we can set this up. So also check that download manual. Sorry, the guide, that video that I clicked on. So you can also check it in order for you to know what should be done when you're trying to download. So let's now come to, the last time we met, we were looking at Zoho Inventory. I don't know if you're in the class. So Zoho Inventory is one of the big things that is giving people challenge as we speak, right? A lot of people are having challenge with that inventory hub. So let's see if we can access it. Okay, so that's that. So we've been able to look at how to go and download the software. So, and I told us that it's a very large file. The QuickBooks alone, it's 1 gigabyte. So we need to download that software. Then there's also a guide. So let me quickly go back to it because of Mr. Olu that just joined. So once you want to download it, just go to your come to your Chrome browser, click on get into pc.com. So once you click on get into pc.com, click on enter, then it comes down to this side. Then here at the right hand side of your screen, you'll see where it says you can search. So just search for QuickBooks. Click on go, and it loads this thing for you. Then the next thing you want to do, you want to click on the next thing because we're looking for 2024. All these ones are 2021, 2021, we done 2021, 2021. Yeah, so just come to like page 2, and then from page 2, you're going to see 2024, which is like almost the latest version currently. But if you go to page 3, let's see what is on page 3, 2023, 2020. Okay, so I think on page 2, that's where we need to go to. Page 2 is where we need to go to, where we are going to see where we have 2024 version. So this is what you're going to download. So when you click on it, then you see this drop down comes up, this interface shows. Then you can always check how to install the software. There's a video actually that is attached here, which you can use. Okay, so you can download the video guide or you can play it. It's like a video that's going to tell you step-by-step method of installing it. So once you've checked the video and you're okay with the video, you can go back to the download full setup. So to download the full setup, once you click on it, then you start seeing something like this. So get into pc.com Institute QuickBook. So I just have to pause it because I don't want to download it yet because it's 1 gigabyte, and then I need to like have a good network before I can do that. So that is that. Then I also said that you can also go back and check for another one, which is okay. So I also said we can also go back and check for the next one, which is also Sage. So once you click on Sage, then you click on go, then it brings up this interface. You click on this interface, you also do the same thing. So download it. When you download it, then I'll guide you all together in the class. Everybody will set it up. So next week, we are going to all set up to have it running. Then from that next week, we start using it for, once you know your Zoho books, right? You understand how to create invoices, how to do sales order, purchases order, and how to do a lot of things. You also understand inventory management. You discover that the interface is almost the same for all software. All you just need to do is to know what and what needs to be done, what needs to be touched, what do you need to press, and all that. So that is that. So let's go back to what we are looking at. So here, the last time we were able to start the Zoho inventory. We clicked on the Zoho inventory hub. So this is actually Zoho books. But when you click on these Zoho books, or you come to these are our Zoho books, right? But it's not Zoho books that I want to work on. You come to this right hand side of the screen, you see this stuff. Once you click on it, then it has a lot of functionalities what you can look for. So all these are apps, right? So finance app. Zoho has an expense app, which expense reporting software. So you can do expense reporting software on it. You can do expense reporting. Then it has a billing, end-to-end billing solutions. It has an inventory. It has a checkout. It has commerce. It has payroll. So all these are the apps that are available currently on Zoho. We can also click on other apps. Other apps we have human resources, business process, marketing, sales, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that being said, let's now continue. So now we just need the inventory. You click on the inventory app, what we've done before. Once you click on it, then just some minutes. Yeah, so we are the inventory app now. So I told us that once you're on the inventory hub, there are a lot of things you can do. You can come to your items just the way we normally have items in Zoho Books. You can come to your item, you can come and create items. Now on Zoho Inventory, you have this you can actually so out here you can create items for raw materials, you can create items for finished goods, you can create items so so you can like any item that you want to like sell in your invoice, you can create it here that you want to include in your invoices. Any item, yeah, so that is that. So any item of inventory also, you can also do it also here. You can also create an assembly. You can also create a composite item. So composite item is last though one is manufacturing his own finished goods. So so sorry. Yeah, so now what we do is that so yeah, it just come to new. When you come to new like this, I also saw where it says stock in hand. So let's come back and check that stock in hand. So yeah, you can see now okay, stock in hand. We order level, name. So let's check this our stock in hand, stock on hand, sorry. Our stock on hand. So for spare parts, so it's showing us okay, for our spare parts, the stock in hand is what is giving us. Okay, so it's trying to give us right direct sales, total sales, then the sales summary, reporting tag, and all that. Transactions, that's overview, transactions, then history. Okay, that's for spare part income. Okay, so let's cancel out. Yeah, so let's come back to new. When you come to new, okay, when you come to new, okay. So when you come to new, yeah, so it opens up. So you can either create just the normal way you create your inventory. You can create either goods or services. So this is for items, right? You can create that. So once you create that, then you can select the or add brand, manufacturer who is manufacturing it, you can add that. Then because it's an inventory, that's why you can see that a lot of things is showing. Unlike when you are on Zoho Books. Let's go back to Zoho Books. So this Zoho Books. Now let's go to our item under Zoho Books, under the book. Okay. So in the book, now you can see that there's a difference in the way this is showing and the way the other one is showing. So let's now click on new and let's see. So you can see this one now is different from, so this is that of Zoho Books. But when you come to Zoho Inventory, you discover that it is actually, it's more detailed. Over here, you have more things to do for your items. It's not just the way you see it under Zoho Books. Did anybody notice the difference? Look at this now, new item here under Zoho Books. So you don't have much things to do here. But when you come to under Zoho Inventory, when you're creating an item, you can see the name of the item, is it a service, is it a good? Then what is the brand? You can select brand or manage brand and all those stuff. Then you can also manufacturer, if there's a manufacturer for it. Then front view, other images, you can add all these things, upload front images, rear view images. You can also create all these images that you want to display for that item that you are trying to create. Then item details, is it single or is it does it contain variant? So when you're doing single item, right, you're talking about probably can be a finished goods. So or so you can actually create most of these items that you want to purchase from your vendor. So you can create raw material that you want to go and purchase from your vendor, or you can also create finished goods that you want to manufacture in-house. So you can either select this contain variant or just click on this single item. Then you can see the unit to play, what's the SKU, then add identifier, item description, then sales information, selling price, description, account that is going to report to. What account is this thing going to report to? You can select it over here, then purchase the information. In case you're buying it from the vendor, what is this purchase price and what account is it going to report to? Then we can also select a preferred vendor. Then we go down, then here, this is now where the inventory aspect now comes in. So I will always say that if you want to create inventory, use the inventory app. Do not use Zoho Books. So use the inventory app. So over here now, we are creating the item. Now you now come over here, then you now say, okay, track inventory for this item. So you're now like, okay, you can now say inventory account that is going to report to. Okay, inventory account is going to report to. So we know that we created a stock the other day, which is a spare part stock. So we created this that day. So this is like where the whole thing is going to report to, just like the way you have your warehouse. So this is where it's going to report to. Then we now look at your valuation method. What method are we using to value it? Are we using first in, first out? Are we using weighted average costing method? We can select it. Then what is our reorder level? So that anytime it goes down to that level, automatically a reorder is created for that item. Then cancelable or with returns. Is this item, can we return it? Can it be canceled? And all that. You can also set that parameter here. Fulfillment details, what is the dimension, what is the weight in kg, and so on and so forth. So you can see that here on the inventory app, it gives us a lot of functionality in order for us to be able to create an item. So let's try and do something. Let's try and create something. Let's say we are creating an item that I want to sell. Let's say we want to create because this what we are doing, we are into what's it called? This is yes, a spare parts industry, right? So I'm still using that former company that we created when we were looking at the training. So this is that spare parts industry or spare part company that I created that time, automobile. So now on automobile, now what are the items that we can actually create that we can track under our inventory? So let's say we want to create, let's say mirror. Okay, so that's the name of that item that we can always sell there, or we can also stock there. So let's say uh, side mirror. So that's the name of the side mirror. So that is side mirror then is a goods, it's not a service. Then you can select the brand in case there is brand. Then who is the manufacturer? You can also put the manufacturer there, okay, which I don't have any idea for. Then you can also, if you have a graphical image of it, you can put it here, upload the front image, upload the rear image, then drag and drop under other images I also want to put. You can also drag it and drop it over here because it's an item. Then item details. Is it item type? Is it a single item or does it come as a variant? Okay, are they different items that comes together, okay, to form one item or one product or something like that? So you can select that. Then the next thing is how many units is it? So let's say we are going to count it. Okay, let's do pieces and all that. Then you can put the description of the item here. Then sales information. If you want to sell this item, want to include it in our invoice. What amount are we going to sell it for? So let's say we want to sell it for, let's say it's 50,000. I want to sell it for 50,000. You can add a description here. Then here over here, then what account do you want it to report to when you are trying to sell it in your invoice? You now come over here, you select the account that you want it to report to. Does it report to spare part? I think we have a spare part. Yeah, so vehicle workshop income, vehicle spare part. Yeah, so let's call it a spare part. It's a spare part because, yeah, mirror. Okay, so one of the parts of the vehicle. Then purchase information. How much do you buy it? If you are selling it for 50,000, let's say we purchase it for 25,000. 25,000 is what we purchase it for. Then what is the cost of sales? Where does it report to? Cost of sales, spare parts, income, spare parts, expense. Yes, so that's where it's going to report to. You can have your description, then you can select. So this our sales now is going to be, there's a tax, VAT, 7.5, which is going to be like tax exclusive. Then here, like that. So what is the inventory now for tracking it now? This item, where do we want this item to be stored? So that whenever we want to count how many mirror do we have, how many side mirror do we have, where do we want to go and get it from? So we can always click on this place, track inventory for this item. So this is when you are using the inventory app, not Zoho app, okay? When you're using the inventory app, it gives you all this functionality. So here, the inventory account that we've created on our chart of account, we've created this inventory account. So, and this is where it's reporting to. So it's going to report to the spare parts stock. So we say stock, spare parts, stock. So this is what we created during when we created our chart of account. So here, in case you want to also have different stock, different locations, different warehouses and everything, you can also create that on your chart of account. So this one, we only created one stock account, which is what we are using to capture, to track this inventory. Then the next thing is that what kind of method of valuation are we using? Are we using weighted average? Are we using first in, first out? So let's just click anyone. Let's say first in, first out. Then we now come over here. Is it cancellation and returnable? Can we return it when we sell and everything? This is not, you can set this one. They are not compulsory, but only the things that I've read are what you need to do. Then what is the reorder level, reorder point? Probably when it is like 20 pieces, we need to reorder it. When this is like 15, whatever, you can set that reorder level over here so that on its own, it's going to tell you that, okay, this is the number that we have and all those stuff. When you're done with that, you can just click on save. Okay, you click on save. So we've created an item, which is an inventory item, right? That is going to be tracking as inventory. So side mirror, that's number one. So it's one of the spare parts that we have created. So I feel that when you are trying to create spare parts, instead of us to go and create spare part income, this income, that income, we can actually create an inventory for those spare parts that I want to use. Okay, so we have side mirror now. So in case you want to have like a windscreen, want to have any other thing, we can also create an inventory item for that. The next thing we want to do is that let's go to our inventory itself. Under our inventory, we can do inventory adjustment. So when we want to do inventory adjustment is done when probably there's a difference between what you have in your warehouse and what is actually the reality. So on your app, you have two type of warehouses, as I said, or you have two type of stock. You have accounting stock. You also have physical stock. So you have to be careful. At times, there could be some kind of damages that will happen, but those damages, they will not automatically show, but you can see it in real life. Okay, this is so good at damage. So when you want to do that adjustment, you want to like, just like reconciliation, you want your physical stock, your accounting stock to be the same with reality. In reality, certain products are damaged, certain products are expired. You also want to show them over here. So you can do that by doing your inventory adjustment. So let's click on inventory adjustment. When I click on your inventory adjustment, right? So keep your inventory accurate. So, okay. Yeah, so create adjustment. Now you can just create an adjustment, click on it. Then what happens when we want to do an adjustment? So mode of adjustment, quantity adjustment, value adjustment. So you can do any of it. Either you want to do quantity adjustment or you want to do value adjustment. So let's select quantity adjustment. Then reference number. You can create a reference number, but it's not necessary. The date that the adjustment was done. Then what is the account? Okay, which of the account? Is it for where are we expensing it to? Because now that adjustment now is like we are saying, just like you have bad debts, you have provisions, you are trying to create a provisions, right? So you want to expense it. That's what you're trying to do. You create a reference, then you say, okay, what account does it go to? Either it's going to be select the account. So then that's okay. Reason. What is the reason for this adjustment? Okay, maybe it is like okay, stock write-off, damaged goods, stolen goods, stock is on fire, inventory revaluation, and all those stuff. So you need to select an account that you want it to actually report to. So you need to select an account that you want it to report to. So now that is that. Then the reason, as we said, the description. The next you want to do is that item table now. What is the item? You select the item. Once you select the item, let's say the item is let's see. Yeah. So now because it's an inventory, it's only the inventory that we have created is a mirror. That's what we have created. Okay, a mirror. So how many quantity? So let's say like so automatically it will show you how many is available. So look at it now. Automatically it's showing how many. So yeah, 0 is available actually. So new quantity on hand, you can say the new quantity that is on hand. Then quantity that is adjusted either is a plus or is a negative, right? So either is a positive or it's a negative. At the end of the day, you will now, yeah, so the cost price is there, fine. You can do that adjustment. So let's assume that we have an addition, right? So how many, what is the new quantity on hand? Let's say the new quantity on hand is 10. Okay, new quantity on hand there. So yeah, it's going to be like 10 as well. So positive 10, right? Then the next thing is that when I say we leave that like that, then we want to now save it as draft or convert to adjusted. So let's try and look at converting it to adjusted. converting it to adjusted. Okay, so convert to adjusted. So say, please specify a reason for the adjustment. So let's just come over here. Let's say evaluation, or let's say, yeah, inventory revaluation, because obviously it's going up, right? So we added it by 10. We can say, okay, inventory revaluation, or stock taking results, or yeah. So you can have like your inventory in your account. Then you can also have a physical inventory where you take stock. So now that adjustment, now you want what you have in your software to now be the same thing with what you have in reality. So you can do that. So let's say after we did stock taking, we now discovered that, okay, we thought that we didn't have any mirror before, but now we discovered that, okay, the mirror that we have available is actually 10. That means that we have miscounted before, and we actually have 10 mirror. Okay. Okay, so additional 10, right? Additional 10 is here. Then additional 10 is here. So let me see whether there's an account. I need to put it. Let me see account. Let me go and put it in stock. Should it be in stock? Yeah, let me go and select that stock account. I'm coming, the stock account, SK. Okay, let me check for it. Other current assets. Let me check. We paid rent. Fixed assets. Other current liability. But that stock should be okay. Okay, so let's just leave it at yeah, let's assume that yeah. So what account are we going to put it for? Let's say, and we don't have fixed asset. Let me check that fixed asset, for instance. Fixed assets. Across. Yeah, equity. Opening balance, owner's equity. So let's say owner's equity is what we want it to affect. So we want it to affect owner's equity, right? So if it's an increase, it's also going to increase the owner's equity, because here we are having an addition to our inventory, and our inventory is actually an asset. So don't forget that equation that they say that the total asset of a company is equal to the total liabilities plus the total equity of the owner. Are we together? Are we together on this call? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Anybody hear
yes,
me?
we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So so now we now say, okay, so because we are having an addition for our mirror, so which is an asset. So if your asset is increasing, obviously the accounting equation in your balance sheet should balance. If your asset increase and then your equity or your liability doesn't increase, then there's a challenge. So if your asset also reduces, probably we are reducing the mirror by whatever. So if it reduces, you also go and make sure that you also show what is the cost of the reduction. So your asset is reduced. Make sure that you have the equity or the the whatever that is associated to it also reduce so that the account will actually balance. So I think we are good to go like this. Then let's now click on convert to adjusted. So what it's going to do is that it's going to increase our asset account. At the same time, it's also going to increase our equity. Owner's equity is going to also increase as a result of that. So inventory has been adjusted. So this is how you do inventory adjustment. So yeah, so side mirror is actually 25. Oh, did I put 25 naira? Wow. So it has been adjusted now and 10 pieces. So 10 pieces is still giving us this amount. So we already have something in our inventory. So when you are trying to create inventory item, make sure that you are not using your, what's it called? You're not using Zoho books, but you're rather using Zoho Inventory. And you see that everything I've been doing, we are seeing under the free version. We've not gone to any version. The cost price for negative quantity adjustment may not be accurate until the inventory valuation process is complete. Adjusted. So they say the cost price for the negative quantity adjustment may not be accurate until the inventory valuation process is complete. So since we have adjusted it, so I think we are done. We've completed the whole process. So that is that. So let's now go to the next thing. Now, when you now talk about packages, right? Packages. So let's click on packages. So start creating packages. Create packages and ship them via courier. So go to the sales order. So now when you want to create, so this is the life cycle of a package. If you want to create a package, right? You therefore you are going to create a sales order. So you create a sales order. From the sales order, you now confirm the sales order. Once it's confirmed the sales order, then new purchase, not shipped, and then delivered. So packages are things that you want to like deliver. You want to deliver that thing to someone. So for instance, somebody ordered for something, the person is in Canada, and then you need to deliver that thing to that person. So it's a complete process. You are from the you know that you need to add shipment fee. So for those people that say, okay, purchase it and it will be delivered to your location. So the best thing to do in that kind of situation is to create a package. A package will ensure that we are not only creating a purchase order, sorry, a sales order, right? It's also going to follow through until it is delivered to the destination. So let's try and create a package, okay? We've done inventory adjustment, and I told us the reason why inventory can be adjusted, okay? So you just want to make sure that in reality, everything is actually the way it is. If there's any damaged goods, you also want to make sure that your inventories are not overstated and all those stuff. You want to show the actual amount that is available. So let's now look at a package now. So let's go to a sales order. Right. So this is a sales order. So we are okay. This is closed already. Yeah. So we've done that. So let's create a new one. Let's create a new one. A new sales order. So let's quickly create a new sales order. So who is the customer? Quickly, let's create for this guy. Then we automatically the sales order number has been selected. Then the reference number, you can always put that if you like. Then expected shipment date. Let's say we expect it to be shipped on the 30th. Fine. Then payment terms, is it due on receipt or net 15? Anyone? So let's say it's due on receipt. Then the next one, delivery method. What method are we using to deliver it? You can add actually. Select a delivery method or type to add. So let's say what delivery method you want to use? Courier. All right. Yeah, so salesperson can be Sandra. Then we just create a normal sales order. What are we adding to it? We want to like, what is that? Our mirror. So we are selling mirror to the customer. So we selected mirror. So the rate of it is like 5,000, 50,000, sorry. Yeah, so 50,000. Yeah, that's fine. Then, yeah, 50,000. Yeah, so that's the mirror. You can select another thing also. Let's say we want to also spare parts with alignment. So we actually need to have inventories. Inventory items. So let's create a new item, a new inventory item. So another inventory item. Apart from that, let's say we are selling a fire extinguisher, fire extinguisher. Okay, so fire extinguisher also is a good, right? All this like that. So units. So we're going to do like it's in pieces, fine. Then item description, SKU, we don't need all those things. Then yeah, for the amount, fire extinguisher, let's say it's 35,000. I want to sell it, right? We're selling it for 35,000. Then it's also going to our vehicle spare part income. That's what it's going to report to. That's fine. Then when I come to here, how much did we purchase it? Let's say we purchase it for 15,000. 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine. Then cost of sales, it also goes to our spare parts. Spare part expense. Fine. Then the next thing is that, is it going to be tracked as an inventory item? Yes, we want to track it as an inventory item. So inventory account that is going to go to is only one account. So it's always going to this stock account. So it means that if you want to have more than 2 warehouse, this is where you are going to set it. So what do? Make sure that on your chart of account, right? On your chart of account, make sure that you have created more than 2 inventory accounts. You can actually do an inventory account, then now create sub account under it. Hello, do we know how to create sub account? Everybody? Do we know how to create sub accounts? Can anybody hear me? So
no, sir.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is after I've created this thing I'm creating now, I'll go back to that our chart of accounts. Then we are going to go and create sub accounts. So let's say we don't want to only have one inventory account. Let's say we want to have other inventory account like the warehouse and every other thing. Other inventory account. Maybe we don't only want to have spare parts, whatever. We also want to have other inventory account. We can go and create them, right? So we can go and create all those other stuff. Then our inventory valuation method, we still want to maintain our first in, first out. Then our other level, we can set it. Then every other thing is fine. Then we can now save. So what we save, we remember that we are creating a sales order. So it's on that sales order now that we decided to create another item because we felt that we don't want to only have one item selected. So now we have a mirror on our sales order. We also have a fire extinguisher. What else do we want to add? What else do we want to create? Let's say we want to add another thing. Let's say we want to have like 5 items we want to put in our sales order. Yeah, can anybody tell me any other thing item that we can create? Apart from mirror, apart from all this other stuff, any other thing? Side mirror, okay. We've had all those. What about our forward exhibition? Side mirror. Okay, so we have 10 here. 10 pieces is available. Yeah, so our fire exhibition is not okay, fine. Okay. Yeah, so let's create a new item. What else can we create? There's this thing that they normally put on the way when vehicle is passing to prevent accidents when the vehicle is bad. What do you call that one? This thing that used to look like red like this, that is
See
like
caution. See caution.
C caution. How do they spell that, sir? Can you spell it?
The caution plate. The caution plate.
Okay, C caution. It says C caution. So how do you spell C caution?
Yeah, it's formal caution. CAUTION.
C-A-U.
CAUT.
No, I'm talking about the C caution. So do you call just C then dash
I
caution?
think the actually there should be caution plates, but we just call it C caution.
Okay. So caution plate.
Yeah.
Okay. Caution. No, caution plate. Okay, so caution plate. Yeah, so caution plate now. They will not come over here. It's a good as well. Then how many quantity you want to have? Like, okay, it's also in pieces. It's in pieces. Then what's our sales price? Let's say we want to sell it for, like, let's say it's 40K. 40K, then what account is it going to report to? It's going to report to our spare parts. Our spare parts, then, yeah, and what is our purchase price? Let's say we purchased it for 20,000. Then we want it to also report to our spare parts expense, right? Then we now compare here our preferred vendor. We can select any vendor because we have vendor list already. We can always be called any vendor. Okay. Then what is our inventory account? We only have one inventory account, which is our spare part account, and which is also good. Then here, our valuation method. Our valuation method should be like either weighted average or first in, first out. So automatically, anyone you select is going to be doing that job internally. You don't need to like start checking. Okay, then it's fine. And let's click on save. So once you have done this, right? So once you have done this, you want to like save this. Save as drafts. Let's save it as drafts first. So remember, we are doing a sales order, and then from this sales order, we want to now go and send it as a package, right? So when you're sending something as a package, the difference is that apart from it's a sales order. You've confirmed the sales order. You can later turn it to an invoice and all those stuff. Then, yeah, so once it becomes an invoice, then you can also ship it. So at the point of shipping, that is when the inventory you have in your warehouse, that is when it's going to come down, it's going to reduce, okay? So when we are creating this sales order now, you discover that any of these items that we don't actually have, any of these items, so let me add there, let me do something. Let's say our side mirror that we need like, let's say, how many quantity we need, let's say we need like 10, or let's say we need like five side mirror. So that's the quantity. Oh, did I save? I'm not supposed to save yet. So let me go back to my sales order. Yeah, so let me keep editing. Yeah, so it's just a draft. Let me keep editing. So edit. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so I'm looking at the numbers. So we want 5 for this. Then this is our extinguisher. Let's say we want 2 or 3. Let's say 4. Then for this one, we need like let's say the order for 3. Now you see that there's something they call back order. Back order. We are going to see it now. So back order is when you don't actually have that item in your warehouse. Discover that our warehouse, the only thing that we have in our warehouse is only the side mirror. And how many side mirror do we have? Can anybody remind me? How many side mirror do we have? We only have 10 pieces. So if you even check here, quantity now, you see that 5 stock on hand. It's going to give us that, okay, it's 5 we are ordering for, but it's going to tell us that stock on hand currently is only 10 pieces. Because we want to do adjustments, and then we now created an inventory. We also assumed that inventory that we created was actually gotten by the owner's equity. The owner equity actually paid for it. Owner paid for us, right? So owner they use their money to pay. That's why we had that item in our inventory. So we actually had that. So that's how we have. So quantity now, you see that we have 10 pieces. But for this other one, it's telling us quantity on hand is 0 pieces. Stock on hand is 0 pieces. So when you say this inventory now, sorry, this sales order now, it's gonna now go and create a back order. Okay, a back order is always created when you are trying to select something in your sales invoice, right? But you don't have that thing in your warehouse. In our warehouse currently, we only have 10 pieces of this item, but we don't have any of this other stock on ground. So you now discover that it now becomes a challenge, right? Because it's going to tell you that, guy, why are you trying to sell what you don't have? You are trying to put what you don't have in an invoice to sell. So it's going to be a problem. So it's not going to create a back order. A back order is always created when you are creating something in your sales order that you don't actually have in inventory. So you now tell them, okay, since you don't have it, let us not disgrace you. Can we go and purchase it? We will give you the room to go and purchase it from the vendor, okay? So it's going to give you the room to go and purchase it from the vendor, okay? So it's great. It's giving you the room now to go and create a purchase order straight for me. So what you need to do is that let's now save it as, let's save. Once we save it, then let's see what happens. Let's save first. Let's see what happens. Because it's supposed to tell us that, yeah, so we've saved it, right? So let's now mark it as confirmed. So if you, at the point of you marking it as confirmed, I think it's going to tell you something that, guy, you don't have some of these items, you don't have it in inventory. Why are you trying to sell what you don't have in inventory? So let's now mark it as confirmed. Let's see what happens, okay? So let's mark it as confirmed. Mask of confirmed. Okay, let's see. Aha! Look at what I told you. So you say some items need back ordering. Sorry, can we see what is happening here? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's saying that you want to sell something that you don't have in your warehouse. Some items need back ordering. So what you do is that you say back order it now. So just click on back order. When you click on back order, yeah. So yeah, also is something that you also need to do. So now they say what next? Convert the sales order into packages, shipment, or invoice. So let's leave it first. Let's go and back order it, because in this sales order that we are creating, some items we don't have it in our inventory, but yet we want to sell them. So those items cannot be sold like that. You have to go and create, you have to go and purchase those items. Okay? You have to go and purchase those items. So let's now create a back order. A back order is now going to be converted directly to a purchases order. So look at it now. So it's telling me that the items that need to be purchased are this fire extinguisher needs to be purchased, this sea cushion needs to be purchased because we don't have it. So choose the item to be back ordered because we don't have them. But you can see that our mirror is not here because our mirror, we already have like 10 pieces. By saying, okay, a director paid for us to have that mirror. Okay, what we did is that we credited our equity. We now debited our what's it called? Our asset account. So you know it's have to be there for every credit. There should be a debit. So assets are always debited. When we debit an account, we need to credit another account. So how do we get those inventory into our? How do we get this mirror into our inventory account? We now said, okay, it is a director that paid. Probably he paid directly from his bank. So he's now creating what? Additional equity for that kind of director. Okay. So, but this other one, we don't have them. So we need to go and back order it. We need to go and back order it. So item description preference. So copy the sales order item description in the purchase order. So once we've done that, we now back order. So it's now going to convert this now. It's going to convert it into a purchases order. So let's see what happens now. So look at it now. What is the vendor name? Select the vendor that we're buying it from. Let's say we're buying it from, yeah, we We are buying from this guy. For instance, we're buying from this guy. Okay. Then we now have delivery address. Do we want to yes, let it supply to our organization. So it can be supplied to our organization, or you can say, okay, supply to the customer directly. If you want it, this item that we are back order, you want it to be supplied to the customer directly, you can also select this one. And you're going to tell, okay, what customer are you selling it to? Are you sending it to? Are we sending it to? So it means that I will explain this one to us, okay? I will explain this one to us. There's something they call drop shipment. Drop shipment is that a customer places an order, which is a sales order, right? We don't have it in our inventory normally, but we now do a drop shipment. It means that normally what we have in our inventory is what we are supposed to sell to the customer. But we don't want to keep any inventory item. We just want to go straight and want to do what we call just in time. Okay, just in time is a kind of accounting method, right? Whereby you don't want to keep any inventory at all. You just want to make sure that okay, customers are placing order, you don't have it. That's what Igbo guys do. See that Igbo guy, you tell him that you need a vehicle. Even if he's selling matches, you say you need a vehicle. You say, he did, we get them. We get the vehicle. You will not go and meet somebody that has it, right? So this is what drop shipment is about. You don't have any of those items. So when you are sending it directly to the customer, you are turning it into a drop shipment, okay? You are sending it to a drop shipment. So say stock on hand will not be affected only in case of drop shipment. You can see it. Can you see this one? Yeah, can you see drop shipment? Can anybody see drop shipment? So they say
Yes.
so they say stock on hand will not be affected only in case of drop shipment. Selecting the customer option in the delivery to feed of the normal purchase order will have an effect on your stock level. So we have an effect on your stock level. So now that is how we are doing the drop shipment. So if you select a customer, it's not going to affect your stock. It's just going to go and select and drop it to the customer directly. So let's now select customer. Let's have it delivered to our organization. Fine. Because we are still going back to go and do drop shipment later, but not now. So once we have done that, and then we think that this is good, delivery date, we can select any date. Let's say we want it to be delivered there. Payment term, net 30, fine. Because, yeah, so it's good that customers should pay us on time. So customers, we can agree net 15 for customers, but for our suppliers, we can agree net 20 or net 30, so that when customer pay us, customers is paying us in the next 15 days, right? So we still have extra 15 days to pay our vendors, right? So for our vendor, we can put it at net 30 or even net 67 or net 45, whatever. So we can put it as that. It doesn't matter, but make sure that what you are putting for your customer, it should be lower than what you are putting for your vendor. You should be able to owe your vendor so that you are not going to be having liquidity issue. You should be able to owe your vendor, right? But your customer should not owe you more than the period you are owing your vendor. Okay, so that is that. Then the shipment option, let's see, shipment option, anyhow, Korea, whatever. So these are the items that we've selected in our sales order, and everything is looking fine, right? Everything is looking fine. You can go on to say save as draft. When you save it as draft, okay, when you save it as draft, you know, so when you save it as draft, yeah, so when we save it as draft, so you can mark it as issued. When you mark it as issued, then yeah, so let's mark it as issued. Mark as issued. I don't know why the network is slow. So it has been marked as issued and all that. Then let's see. Okay, mark as issued. Then the next thing you want to do is that you want to now receive. So yeah, so this is the next step. So you know that this now is a purchase order. So let me explain certain things to us. Explain certain things to us. Now, whenever you are doing a purchase order, you are buying, you are trying to increase the level of your stock, right? So let me use this opportunity to also explain to us that we have two types of stock on the software. We have what we call accounting stock. We have what we call physical stock. Okay. Now, physical stock is those your warehouse that you are keeping. You are keeping warehouse in Lagos. You are keeping warehouse in Enugu. You have a warehouse in Port Harcourt and all those stuff. So we have what we call accounting stock. Immediately you are creating a sales order, right? You are committing that, okay, you want to get goods into your warehouse, right? Right? You want to get goods into your warehouse, okay? So then the next thing is that when do you start having those goods available? At the point you confirm it, you know, we mark it as confirmed before we now take us to this next stage where we need to convert to bill or we need to receive. Now let me explain. When you convert it to a bill, when you convert it to bill, you are paying the vendor, right? Now, you cannot pay vendor when you have not received the goods. You only pay vendor when you have received the goods. So, when you convert to bill, the purchase order is finalized. The reason is because it's assumed that that purchase order has been received. So, automatically, it means that your received has been, it has hit your physical warehouse. That something that you ordered for, it has hit your physical warehouse. Then the next thing is that when you now pay the bill, then your accounting stock is also going to now increase. So when you receive it, let's receive it first. As we receive this thing now, so don't forget that you can actually receive an item even when you have not paid for it. So that is not an issue. You can receive an item when you have not paid for it. So let's see what is it saying. Select or scan item. So yeah, so what are we receiving? So this is it. This is what we're receiving. It's fine. Then what are the items that we're receiving? Okay, yes, it's good. These are the things we are receiving. Fine. Then yeah, what you can also select or scan the item to be included in the purchase order. Select or scan item. No, so all these are fine. These are the things that we actually want to. So you don't forget that these things are what we included in our sales order. But because we don't have it in our warehouse, that is why it now created a back order for us to go and purchase it, because you cannot sell what you don't have. For mirror, we have 10 pieces. But for this fire extinguisher, for caution plate, we don't have it. So that's why we are going through this route. Now, the next thing you want to do is that you want to now say, okay, this is what we are to receive. So this item now will now be in our warehouse. So let's mark it as received now. Once you mark it as received, your physical stock is going to increase by that value. Okay, your physical stock will increase by that value. Okay, once your physical stock has been increased by that value, then it doesn't mean that you have paid. It doesn't mean that you have paid it, right? It doesn't mean that you have paid for it. So to now get so you can see that you can also mark it that is in transit. You can also convert it to bill. So let's convert it to. So now once you receive it, right, it means that it has hit your warehouse. Now, if you go and check, you discover that under your inventory stock account, you'll be seeing this file signature. You'll be seeing 4. See caution, you'll be seeing 4. That is in our warehouse. We have only one inventory warehouse that we have created. However, right, when you now come over here, you now convert it to bill. This is when accounting stock will now also increase. So yeah, this is fine. Okay, so this is fine. Subject, you can put any subject you like. Right, this is looking good. Okay, this is looking good. Then yeah, so once you have done that, it's looking good. So you can mark it as open. Mark it as open first. Please enter the bill number. Bill number. Okay, so this is important. So let's enter a bill number. Let's also BO dash, let's say 00001. Okay, so that is fine. Then we now say, all right, subject, we don't need, and all those stuff. So we now mark it as open. So to end a purchase order, it's at the point where you now have it as bill. When you have paid your bill, the bill on it, you are done with that process. So additional fee, start adding custom. Okay, so now, so we have converted it to a bill, right? You've converted it to a bill. Then the next one, you can now record payment. So it's not a bill. The bill is open now, but we have not paid for it. So to not pay for it, you can go ahead and pay, right? So let's say, okay, let's record payment for it. We can record payment for this bill. So the total amount is what we have paid. Are we having any tax deducted as source? If there's any withholding tax, you can always say, okay, there's actually an amount that is going to be withheld as source. You can click on this place to say that there's going to be a withholding tax, and where is it going to? What withholding tax account? So accounts amounts to withhold. Let's say we are withholding, let's say we are withholding 9,000 or something like that, but let's not withhold anything. Once you have withhold amount, then what account does it go to? It goes to your withholding tax payable, because we are trying to pay a vendor, right? And they want to now withhold certain money from him, okay? So that it's going to go and pay to government. So you can decide to say, okay, how much are we withholding from him? Instead of us to pay him this 129,000, let's say we want to withhold 9,000. So we just put 9,000 here, for instance. Then payment mode, bank charges, if there is any, you can put it. Then what payment mode is it paying us by? It's paying us by bank transfer. Then purchase date is this date. Then payment too, everything is fine. Then payment made on, what date is the payment made on? Let's say the payment was made on, let's say 25th. Then what bank are we paying it through? Let's say we are paying it through our Fidelity Bank as usual. You can put a reference number, then put a note and all that, then mark it, save it as paid. So once you pay, so say the amount, okay, yeah, so we need to take away 9 from here. So take away 9 from here and put 0. Yeah, so that's fine, because we have withheld certain amounts. And here we go. Voila, bill has been paid. So now let's now go back to our sales order. Remember what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is that we're trying to do a package, right? So a package means that when you're doing a package is a point whereby you are trying to add shipping fee. Somebody has paid you, okay, and then you need to, like, your contract doesn't just end at selling to the person. You still have an obligation to deliver to the person. So in that kind of situation, you're not just going to do a sales order like a normal thing. You're going to now go and also add those things that the item the customer has ordered for. You need to add them in the package that you are sending to the guy. So where in that package, you can also add your shipment fee and everything. So let's go back and go to our sales order. Once we go back to our sales order, then let's go to the sales order that we are still on. So this one has been confirmed, but it has not been shipped yet. So let's open it. Okay. So yeah. So So now this is where we can now convert it to, let's create a package. So let's see. You can either convert it to an invoice or insert invoice, but we don't want to. Let's create a package because in this stuff, we want to add our shipment fee. How much are we shipping to the guy? So let's create a package. Okay, it's by creating a package that's when you can add your shipment fee and everything. So the package shipped. Let's go to our settings and let's get it done automatically. So continue auto-generated package, whatever, enter package number, manner. No, this is good. So continue with auto-generated. So this is the first package you are creating. So the date is this, right? Dimension, we don't need to bother ourselves about this. You can also select or scan item. Okay, the items should be here already. So these are the items that we are taking, that we have in that our sales order. Do you remember we added 5 mirror to it, we added 4 extinguisher, we added caution, C caution, right? We added 3 to it. Then you can put internal notice if there is need, if needed. Then the weight, in case you know the weight of this item, in case you know the dimension, length, weight, and whatever, you can put it. But it's not necessary. The only thing that is necessary is the package, whatever. Then here you can now put it as save. So not shipped. So now here is not shipped. So let me now explain to us. I've explained when you are doing a purchases order. I've explained something to us. I told us that when you are doing purchase order, that is the only point or the only route through which you can get inventory into your store, right? When you go and purchase it, you don't have it, go and buy. So, and I told us that there are 2 ways in which, and I told us that we have 2 types of inventory. We have what we call, so 2 types of stock. We have the physical stock, as well we have what we call accounting stock. And I told us how each of them are going to be affected. Accounting stock is going to be affected at the point where you are paying the bill. When you pay the bill, right, that is when you now show that, okay, transaction has happened, right? Then our physical stock is going to increase at the point where we receive that thing that we purchased, that we went to purchase from the customer. At the point where we receive it, our physical stock is going to have that value in it. But for our sales order is that route through which our inventory is going to reduce because we are selling it. The inventory is going out. In exchange for it, we are getting money. So when you create a sales order, right? So there are 2 ways in which your inventory can reduce. Either your physical inventory will reduce or your accounting inventory. So let me explain to us. Your physical inventory will reduce at the point where you ship the package. At the point where you ship the package, the physical stock, obviously they will carry it from your warehouse. I mean, you carry it from your warehouse and now ship it to the customer. So at that point, your physical stock in your warehouse is going to reduce drastically by that amount that they have carried away to the customer. So your physical stock is going to reduce when the item is shipped. And you see why we need to always create a package. If you don't create a package, you don't get the chance of shipping to your customer. So you discover that at times you might have sold those items, but it is still be showing in your physical stock. Why? Because it's as if the customer has paid for those items, but they have not carried the item. So that's why it's good for you to learn that you need to create it as a package. If you come to this space now, you see that you're under this space. I've shown us how to do inventory adjustment. I also show us how to do packages. Now the packages is for you to pack all those things. Like they say you go to ShopRite, you are putting things in a cart. You are putting things in a cart. Okay, so we are packaging those things. And after you're packaging, you can now ship it to your customer. It's at the point where you are shipping to your customer, that is the point where your physical stock is now going to reduce. It means you can be selling to your customer, you can be selling, receiving money, converting into your invoices. Now, once you don't ship, your physical stock will remain the same. You look as if they didn't carry those goods. Your accounting stock may be showing the current reality because you have converted that sales order to an invoice. Once you convert the sales order to an invoice, automatically you have your accounting stock will now reduce by that amount, because you have not only committed those items that you selected in that invoice, you have also said that, okay, we are selling it to the customer. The customer have purchased it. At the point you convert it to an invoice, automatically those inventory, those items will leave your warehouse, will leave your accounting store. Will leave your accounting store, okay, will reduce. But your physical stock will still be having that amount. It means that if at the beginning of the period, if your physical stock is showing 548 whatever, and your accounting stock also supposed to be showing 548 whatever. So at the point where you are creating invoices, right, your accounting stock is going to be reducing, but your physical stock will not reduce until you ship. It's at the point you are shipping those goods, that is when it's showing that, okay, it has left your warehouse. It's now going out to the customer. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's fine. So now we've created a package for it, right? So when we create this package for it, then, well, we need to ship it, because it's just like we've added it to a cart, right? It doesn't make sense when you just add it to something to a cart. You just add it to a cart and just leave it at the corner. No, it's not completed. You need to ship it. So let's go and ship. Let's now click on ship. So ship manually or ship via courier. Let's select courier first. Then set up your, so you can now, this is at the point where you now set up your whatever. And don't forget that once you set up this thing, it is live. They assume that you are actually coming to, so they are going to be giving you, let's see whether we can select anyone. So it's not even, okay, take me there. Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Korea. Let's see what's going to happen. But you need to ship, right? Until you ship, your physical stock will not reduce. So you have to ship. But let's see what's going to happen. So yeah, now here is it. So activate now. You can activate any of these UPS. You can activate any of them. Set up now. Yeah, easy ship, USPS, UPS, after ship, and so on and so forth. So let's assume that I want to go for UPS. Set up now. So you need to like go and do all those setting up. So you need to put your account name, which is necessary. You have to put your account name, which you might not have. Don't have an account, click here. So let's click here. We don't have an account. Let's click here. However, I think the best bet is you should go and ship it manually. I think that is going to be the best bet, because when you are setting up all these things now, it's live, and okay, so you have tracking number, or info number. You have all these things, right? Yeah, so you can put your tracking number to track it. So you can put your tracking number to track it, then you log in and all those stuff. But I'm not ready for all those things. This is US Supreme Court tariff decision 3/4, 3/5. I'm not ready for all these things. So let's come back to here. Where are we? Are we here? Yeah. So let's not do this, right? Let's not do this. Let's go and do it manually. Let's go back. Let's go and do it manually. Okay. So this is the package, right? Let's go and ship it manually. So let's ship it manually, right? So you click on ship manually. Select a shipping order. So let's go and create this one automatically. So let's click on settings and let's make it automated. Yeah, so continue auto-generated shipment number, then save. So once you've done that, fine. Then courier tracking number, you can put a tracking number here. Probably you can say let's say 456 or 4556. Then tracking URL is not necessary. Shipment charges, if any. So how much are we shipping to this guy? Let's say we are shipping the stuff to him for 50K, right? Additionally, 50K. Then you can add your notes to it. So this is where you actually put your shipping amount. How much are you shipping to the guy? Put your shipping amount there. Then shipment already delivered. send status notification. So yeah, so we can put it as, you can put your note, you can say, okay, shipment already delivered, or you can say, okay, the dates at that which is going to be delivered, the date, let's say, is delivered on the 24th, then the time, hour, 02, 2 hours. So let's say 2:30, right? Right. Then let's also say send notification. Send. So recipients of the corresponding sales order will be notified of the status of the shipment. Okay, that is that. You can set that, then you now click on save. So that's how to actually ship manually. So look what is there. So it said delivered. So the stuff has been delivered. So automatically now we've been able to do this under our inventory. We've been able to do our package very well. We've also been able to do our shipment, right? So that is our shipment. I told us that there's something they call drop shipment. So the shipment that we have done now is this one that we have here. So this one is what we have shipped now. So how do we ship? How much is the amount? We ship it, and then our service, our charges for shipping for this person is actually 50,000. So this is where you are going to see all those shipment, right? So it's always good. Make sure that once you create a sales order, from that sales order, you now convert your sales order now to a package so that you can now ship it, right? And then at that point, you can now add all your shipping charges to it. Okay, are we together? Are we together? I hope I'm not alone.
You are not. We are with you, sir.
Okay, so that is that. That is that. So the other things, move order. Let's see, under this move order, the other things that you can do, organize your inventory efficiently. So they say create move order to relocate item within the same warehouse. So now there's something they call transfer order. So I think this now is working for transfer order. So in a situation whereby you have you discover that some people, they will just be saying different things. Okay, this is how my company operates. Okay, so like there's this hotel that I am trying to like set up their inventory for them. So this is what they tell me. It's okay. You need to be selected. You need to learn how our inventory process is. You know, we take it from this one, we send it to this place. So a lot of people have different ways that they want to like move their items and all those stuff. So their point of sales. So what you need to do is that just come to your move order, or another name for it, what we call transfer order. Okay, when you come to this move order, under this move order, you can always take items from this warehouse. You can always take the item from this warehouse, from Lagos warehouse. You can move it to Apapa, move it to Port Harcourt warehouse, move it to Calabar warehouse, and order. So let's just click on create move order. So a create move order is going to create, is going to make also. So now let's now say, okay, yeah, move order one. So let's create it manually. Move order one. So yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, so here you have to select a warehouse, which no active warehouse with beam location enabled were found. So here we need to create a warehouse, and this warehouse is a challenge in the sense that, so let's do something before we move something, because we need to have a warehouse, right? Before we do that, we need to have a warehouse. So let's go and do something. Let's cancel this, right? So let's cancel it, leave and discard. Let's cancel it. Let's go to our settings. So we come to our settings. Under our settings, we want to like create location. Location is very important. So some things that you need to set up, right? So all these things are good for you to set up vendor portal, general. Let's look at general. Under your general, you're going to have, yeah, so you have your sales received. You should also have your stock count. So make sure that under your general, you have your stock count selected. Yeah, your stock count selected and all that. Then let's see whether it's going to work. Because most times, yeah, so I just select an additional charge you would like to whatever, okay. So tax, profit margin, enable profit margin estimation at the item and transaction level. So profit margin, okay, let's enable it. Okay, then billable bills and expenses, default markup percentage. So let's say default markup percentage, let's say like 20%. Okay, whatever. Then yeah, mode of stock tracking. So you have accounting stock, we have physical stock. So this is what I told us, that we have two kind of stock, right? We have accounting stock, we have physical stock, and I've been able to explain it to us in details. So they said the physical stock gets updated automatically when you raise stand-alone bills and invoices. So now, so I just like what I said, it get updated automatically when you raise bills. So once you pay a bill, it shows that yeah. So once you pay a bill, then all those physical stock. Once you receive a bill, sorry, you receive a bill, then your physical stock increases. You pay a bill. Both of them are working simultaneously, and invoices are also. So most times, let me see. Why is it giving me? Look at it now. They say the physical stock gets updated automatically. Okay, when you raise stand-alone bills and invoices. Okay, I understand. Because for you to get your physical stock to increase, you must receive the items that you purchase. Then for it to reduce, you must ship the item to your customer. Okay, so now they are selecting accounting stock because automatically anytime you are paying bills, which has to do with accounting stock, when you pay a bill, that is when it shows that the stock has entered your accounting stock because you have shown commitment for that item. Then when you also now raise an invoice, that's when the item leave you because you have added it. It's as if the customer has purchased it. So let's see if this is okay. Let's go on to, let's see if there's any other thing we can check. Let me go back to the top. So because what we're trying to do now is that we're trying to create a location. But before we do that, we need to so stock counts. We need to be able to do stock counts, self-build invoice, select the module you would like to enable. So all this module now, they are all available for enabling, okay? Then do you give discount at line item level? Discount exclusive of tax, okay? At transaction level, okay, then select an additional, okay, whatever. Yeah, so I said whenever you go to your tax, make sure that it's tax inclusive or tax exclusive, okay? So that is that. Then when I come over here, margin, yes, 20%. Yes, yes. So I think this is fine. I just pray that it will allow us to save because we need to quit location. But let's say first, let's see what will happen. Okay, so you must enable location in your organization to use stock counting. You must enable location in your organization to use stock counting. So let's take a bit stock counting. Okay, so let's enable location first before we can use stock counting. So we've been able to save this. So let's now go back to our settings again, and let's see whether we can enable location in our organization, as I said. Okay, so that is fine. The next thing is that you want to now close settings. When you close settings, leave discard. So when you leave there, you now come back to settings again because we are not done actually. So now this is our organization, right? Under organization, we need to enable our location. But before we do that, let's check our profile. Because before you can transfer goods from one warehouse to the other, you must enable the warehouse, enable location in your, so you must be able to get the warehouse. So let's see, why is it taking time now? Okay, so yeah, so this is our profile. Yeah, so this is our organization ID. You have the same organization in Zoho Books. Altering any information on this page will alter it there. Okay, fine. So they're interwoven. Zoho Books and this, they are all interrelated. So let's see. Organization location, Nigeria. Okay, then yeah, organization address, website. Would you like to add a different address for payments, whatever? No. Let's continue. Email and yeah. So base currency is naira. We cannot change it. You can't change the base currency as there are transactions recorded in the organization. Okay, fine. Our fiscal year is January to December. Start date 1. Okay, so period January to December. Organization language English. Communication time zone. Date format. Okay. Then company ID, you can put it, additional feed and all that. So this is fine. Now, don't forget that what we're trying to do is I want to get our location, our warehouse. We need to create our warehouse. So let's go and check. We need to create our warehouse. So that is fine. Let's now come to our branding. Let's come to our branding. I want to make sure, okay. So I think it's still working. Okay, so yeah, so this is where we are now. I think we are good. We're good here. I don't know why it's not saving. What's that playing? Save now. Let's leave here. So we're almost done with our lecture for today, but I just want to is that location that we want us to work on so that you can also know how to get location. The organization profile has been saved. Okay, so let's leave here. Let's come to and don't also forget that the organization profile in Zoho Books is the same thing as your Zoho Inventory. Then the next thing is I want to come to our location. So let's come to location. Sorry. Yeah, so location now. So location, create location for each branch and warehouse in your organization and manage them all in one place. So enable location. Yeah, so create location for each branch and warehouse in your organization. Warehouse in your organization. Warehouse. So the motive is to enable allocation. So point to note, the organization, location, business location. Okay, so point to note, once you enable location, you won't be able to disable it in Zoho Inventory. You can delete a location if it hasn't been used in transaction or marked as inactive. You can manage multiple warehouses under a single location. And so you can manage multiple warehouses under a single location. So let's now come to this place. So key benefits, monitor item stock, separate billing and storage, unique transaction number, location specific accounting, etc. So let's enable location. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so location. So once you enable location, you won't be able to disable it in Zoho Inventory. It can be, I understand. So just enable it. We are enabling, okay. Yeah, so location has been enabled. Let's see, transactions, series preferences, add location. So it's still working. Yes. So now we have default. By default transaction series, we have head office, right? So let's say we have location now, we have head office. Let's now add another location. Let's say we have head office is like Lagos. So a warehouse only location refers to where your items are stored. It helps track and monitor stock level for items stored at that location. The business location represents the organization or office operational location. It is used to record transaction, assess regional performance, and monitor stock level for items stored at this location. So everybody, ladies and gentlemen, logo, the location name, let's say Port Harcourt, let's say Port Harcourt. So this Port Harcourt, right? It's a location. This is a child location. Why? Let me see. This is a child location. Parent location. Okay. So this is a child location. Yes. What is the parent location? The parent location should be head office. Okay. So that is fine. So it's a child location. The parent location is the head office. Then the next one, address. You can add the address. Then primary contact is fine. Transaction number series. Add transaction series. Add transaction series. Default transaction series. Default transaction series. Add transaction series. Default. Okay, so that's fine. Then one user selected. Select user. Select user can whatever. Okay, this is admin. Fine then. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been able to create an additional warehouse or location. So if you want to create location, you need to like just go to your setting, and from there you can go and create it. So I've been able to create Port Harcourt now. So Port Harcourt location now, we now have Lagos is the head office. We now have like Port Harcourt as a sub warehouse, right? So now we can now say that, okay, we want to track transactions for our Port Harcourt branch. We also want to track transaction for our Lagos branch. Okay, so we can use that to actually manage because we are selecting Port Harcourt as a location and order, not just a warehouse. So you can decide to add another one. Let's say we want to add Abuja. Let's say we want to add, so that is the name. Then we want to say Abuja. Abuja. So Abuja. So it's also, this is a child location. And then what is the parent location is also going to be head office. So that is fine. Then when I come over here, I want to do the same thing and all that. So default, add the default, and let's now go and do save. So now we now have 3 locations. We have the head office, we have Port Harcourt branch, we have Lagos branch. What does it mean? It means that any sales that is going going to be in Port Harcourt, you can actually do it from Port Harcourt. So let's now go back to our settings. Let's close our settings, or what do? Let's now come back like this. Oh, no. No. Let's close settings. Okay, so now let's go back to settings again, because there's something I want to enable again. So let's come to our settings. And from our settings, let's now come to this, our general. Then here, I want to now do this, our stock count. So that's fine. Then let's click on save. So ladies and gentlemen, we shall continue from here next time. So all the things that we did in this video, I want to implore every one of us to go and also practicalize it. So I will upload this. Right, so that we can have access to it, to practice, so that we can also use it in our own personal stuff. So I think we've come a long way with Zoho Books. And I believe that with what we've done, what we've been able to do with Zoho Books, majority of us should be able to actually use Zoho Books without fear. Now, we've taken it step by step by looking at Zoho Books. Then we now went further to now look at Zoho Inventory. So Zoho Inventory, from under Zoho Inventory, we're trying to look at how to move stock now. But because our time, no time again, when we meet next time, we shall continue with everything that we've done. So if you want to now move items now, you can come to your inventory again, right? Under your inventory, you're going to see here. So now it's not, because we now have warehouse. Because we have warehouse now, transfer order now showed up. Normally, transfer order will not show up if we don't have warehouse. But because we have activated a warehouse, that's why transfer order. Now, so we want to do transfer order or move order, just click on transfer order. From there, let's see, we now see that, okay, from our Lagos warehouse, we can actually, so easy move items between locations, create transfer orders to move items from one location to another location. So life cycle of transfer order, you draft it, initiate transfer, and transfer. You create transfer, you can transfer some goods from head office, you can transfer it to the branch. So when you are now creating your invoice also, you can now select, okay, it's not be telling you, okay, what warehouse do you want to sell to the customer from? So are you selling from Lagos warehouse, or you are selling from, so it can also help you to track your items in your different warehouses. So on that note, I want to say thank you for staying tuned to this time. We shall continue next week. So next week, what we have, we'll be able to finalize on our Zoho Books inventory. Once we finalize on our Zoho inventory, then we also now go straight to our QuickBooks, because majority of what we've done on Zoho inventory is going to be needed in our QuickBooks. They are all sharing almost the same interface. So just different companies, but almost the same thing is what we are going to do. So thank you everybody for your time. And if you have any question, you have 5 minutes. In the essence of that, I will say good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
God
night,
bless
sir.
you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All right,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, good night, everybody.